Peace, 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 peace. Okay, so continuing with healing, heal thyself, and looking at what your healing modalities are, and just what are the things that you do to feel good and stay feeling good. What makes you feel good? So sharing some of mine. I hope you were keeping notes of yours. Um, is a couple of weeks ago. Oh yeah, when in the playlist on my childhood intuition connecting to nature and all those kind of things. I went and took a walk and I showed you all part of my walk. I talked about um, going on walks and all those things. Sometimes, most of the times, most of the time, I will tell my children that sleep, water, and sunshine will cure. Let me try it one more time. Most of the time, I will tell my children that sleep, water, and sunshine can cure almost anything that ails you. And I've said it to adults too, but I know I've said it to them first and they share it with other people. So I know that those are necessary for me. It's so funny how time and shifts in society will change how much you get outside. So, in all this discussion of generations, people will talk about how Gen X children, we would be out of the house and then just disappear and nobody would see us until the street lights came on or until it was time to eat or until we needed a snack, which is pretty much true. Um, and so it was never a thing when I was little to consider being outside or getting sunlight. And I remember asking my father one time, did he believe if the world was getting worse in the way of me not wanting to send my children outside unsupervised? Um, or am I just more aware of the things that could harm them? He was like, probably both. So yesterday though was a really beautiful day. Spring is springing, and it's doing that thing where it gives you like a little summer and then a little fall, and then it kind of springs and it's back and forth. But yesterday was a very sunny day, and so we got to be out in it, and it was marvelous. Uh, Hearing children play, being able to talk and sit with each other, the older ones of us, the younger ones ride bikes, being on skateboards, all those things. And so, I love to learn and I love to share. So just to share some of the things, just being in these streets, in these nature streets, is just the benefits of sunlight. Let me start with benefits of sunlight. So benefits of sunlight, we know you get vitamin D. We know it improves your mood and mental health, which is why it's so important for our kids to get out of the house, for adults too, because you be tripping. But it's so important for us to get out of the house and be reminded that we are part of nature, to get that sunlight and that wind, to smell what's outside, whether it's those sticky trees I don't like, or the ones that are delicious, or um, the flowers and herbs that grow that smell really good, like all of those things. Just being able to smell spring or smell whatever season you're in. But right now, being able to smell spring. I took a walk this morning, and my nose definitely knows what season it is. It's amazing, and of course, how much your sense of smell affects your body. It's so big. It's not a little thing. It affects your memory. It affects your mental health. All of those things. So being out and being able to smell the spring was great. But back to sunshine. Sunshine gives us vitamin D. It improves our mood and mental health. It actually gives us better sleep. When we move so much, um, we move with blue light in our faces and we move according to what it is that we need to do, not paying attention to the time. And since we are diurnal, meaning that we move with the sun and sleep at night, contrary to our nocturnal friends who sleep during the day and are up at night. Because we are diurnal, we are programmed by the sun. Being in the sun actually helps us sleep better. Um, I told you I'm a science geek, and you know these things already, but just it's cool to me to click through my brain and go, oh, oh, oh. So there are things that the body will do in preparation for waking up, like stimulating your need to urinate and defecate, that it will do in preparation for going to sleep, like put a pause on your body's need to do any bathroom business so you can sleep through the night. So it will slow down digestion, slow down prompting your body to go to the bathrooms to allow you to rest. So when we are truly in the sun and our body is attuned again to the rhythm of the sunlight, it helps us go to sleep. The body's like, oh, we've had some daylight. Nighttime's coming. Go to bed. It lowers blood pressure. It enhances our immune system functions. It reduces our risk of disease. And I had a jaundiced baby. Um, my oldest born was jaundiced. And so when you first, there's her naming ceremony, there's a picture of her on my shoulder, and her eyes are yellow, like the white of her eyes are yellow. And it's supposed to be that the bilirubin is not breaking down in the blood and that the vitamin D that's necessary, it's supposed to be that if you're highly melanated, the vitamin D is not penetrating as much. And that's supposed to be, I don't know, I got to look at that some more, but that's supposed to be the story. So um, the advice the midwife gave to us was to put in her diaper and sit in the sunroom and let the sun be on her body. And of course, everything regulated. But just thinking about that, about thinking about how the vitamin D helped to move things through her body, helped activate her melanin, helped her melanin do its job. Um, and then, of course, being in the sun means being in the fresh air. So those things are helping in reducing disease. And then, so a lot of this is just bringing our bodies online. It's like, when your computer goes offline and nothing will work, or the things that you like to do are not necessarily working. Being in the sun is one of those things that helps get us back online. That warmth is wonderful. And then there's so many things that science may not speak to, just how spiritually attuning it is to feel the sun on your face, in your body, and to be present and to be quiet. I've had friends say before, we out here getting this raw, getting the sun god on our faces, and absorbing into our bodies. Um, and then okay, so of course, sun, being in these nature streets. I shared something about the benefit of being in the forest before. I don't know if I broke it down, but I alluded before to the Japanese tradition of forest baths and how one of my nanas talked about a sister who leads people on forest baths that they take walks in the forest. And so the walks they take in the forest are a little different than what I take. I know they're very mindful, they're a little slower, very intentional. We are beating our feet, trying to get the steps in before our day starts. But still, there are still benefits. It boosts our immune system. So there's something really cool that I did not know about called the NK cells, which are natural killer cells. And there's a word called phytoncides. Forgive me if I didn't say it right. Phytoncides. But they're wood essential oils, and I love an essential oil, but they're wood essential oils, and they increase the natural killer cells in our bodies, which are boosting white blood cells that kill disease and kill tumor cells, and kill disease cells. So just being out there smelling the trees, even the ones that stink, has an effect on our white blood count and the ability to fight illness. It reduces stress and anxiety. I know that that's one of the reasons I enjoy walking with my dear sisters because for a couple hours in the morning, I'm one of the birds. I'm one of the squirrels. I'm one of the deer. I'm just, I'm my human body moving through the woods, watching the sunlight, feeling the breeze this morning, getting rained on, but all of that was marvelous. Being able to hear her voice. So it's like we're some of the birds. We out there talking and singing. Um, Calms the nervous system, lowers stress hormones, improves cardiovascular health, and enhances mental and cognitive function. So sometimes when we're walking, even though I know what the 10,000 steps are supposed to do and blah, 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 we're out there walking saying we're just trying to keep our minds right, trying to get them right and keep them right. And making sure that we're sane, being out there walking um, and being in the forest. And it supports, again, physical health. This is another thing that boosts your vitamin D, anti-inflammatory, and improves sleep. And we know, I've mentioned those books more than once by Gabor Mate because it's so important, especially for women, especially for Black women, to consider the effects stress has on our bodies. I was telling my son, stress can kill you. He was like, for real? Yeah. So um, when our bodies are overstressed, of course, there's the cortisol and there's all those things, but there's inflammation. And so being able to be in the forest means that you are benefiting from anti-inflammatory um, factors in your body, in your brain. Uh, Stress is a killer. So being able to receive those things um, is a benefit. Like I don't know why. And this is with like 20 minutes a day walking, 20 to 30 minutes a day walking. It doesn't have to be the 2 hours that I'm out there doing with my sister friends. It's just like a spoonful of sugar, just a couple steps in nature make the medicine go down. So, and then of course, the benefits of walking, there's your heart and metabolic health. I keep touching my heart, but I'm always amazed that I don't have to make my heart pump and that walking is blessing my heart. Managing weight, your metabolism. People are as amazed at how walking affects their metabolism because we're told you gotta like no pain, no gain. Like you gotta beat your body into submission. And I guess if there's a particular goal that you have that is uh, very stringent, then yeah, maybe. But in general, I just want these joints to be happy and these hips to move and to be healthy enough that I can move without it being laborious, without it being very difficult, and without it being cumbersome. Um, Again, mental well being is something that is gained from walking. And so when I talk about joint and bone support, when I went to that day retreat in Ghana, there was a sister who was talking about synovial fluid, and that's something we studied in yoga teacher training. I love that phrase, like synovial fluid. It makes me feel like there's I think about candies, but very delicious sweet liquids around all my joints. I think about like bubble gum I used to eat when I was little that had like a burst of fruity flavor, and I think about caramel and like chocolate bars. There was one other sweet liquidy thing that I was thinking about, but those are things I think about. I think about them being in my joints. You know, aging. You sit for a while, you stand up, and you're like, whoa. And so I'm grateful for the opportunity, that the ability to walk and the opportunity to walk and to know that it is maintaining and helping my body, that is boosting our immunity, which of course we need, and that it aids in longevity. And so we're in a very age phobic and youth centered in appearance society, but not necessarily in true health, because you can look your age and your body not feel that age. Um, and who knows what looking your age looks like anyway? Goodness gracious, because black don't crack in a lot of in a lot of scenarios. So who knows? But making sure that our biological age is a good one and that our bodies are able to care for themselves and regenerate um, in all the places where that's necessary is dope. So I want you to go get some sun. I want you to take a hike. It doesn't have to be up the hill. Just put on some decent walking shoes and go walking. It helps with digestion. It's just so many things. Um, but yeah, and again, this is pay attention to the things that serve you well. Um, that serve you well and keep you well and keep them in your pocket and carve out time for them and defend that time. So this is Reverend Okomfo Walumu Yogi Sister Mama Adia again reminding you go catch some rays and take a hike. All right, I'll talk to you later. Peace. Mm, 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 mm.